Hi everyone. Let us determine the period and amplitude of these functions using what we know about the meaning of the parameters. So you should have knowledge of some standard version of a trig function. I use this one. You could write it slightly differently, and that could be for sine or for cosine. So if we look at A, y equals 6 cos 2x, the A is 6, and the A is the amplitude. Amplitude is a distance, so it's the distance that the cos curve will vary around the central value. So the amplitude, when I refer to it as amplitude, is always positive. If I'm still on question A and I want the period, well, the B value tells me about the period. And what that tells me, if I'm thinking of it in words, is there are 2 cycles in 2 pi. Now I can either use that to adjust to 1 cycle to see what the period is, because the period is how long does it take for 1 cycle, or I can use the rule. The rule tells me 2 pi over b is 1 period. So in this case, it's 2 pi over 2, which is pi. So either way you want to justify, either using your words or using your formula. I find students usually like to use the formula. If I look at b, so y equals negative 7 cos x over 2. So my a is negative 7, and my b is the coefficient of x, so a half. Since a is negative 7, the amplitude is the distance, which is positive 7. What the negative tells me is that instead of sine starting in the middle and going up, it actually goes down first. B is a half, so that's half a cycle in 2 pi. So if I want 1 cycle, it'll be 4 pi. Again, you can rather use your formula if you prefer, and this is probably what students prefer. 2 pi over b is 1 cycle or 1 period. So that's 2 pi divided by a half, which is 2 pi times 2, which is 4 pi. If I have a look at C, y equals negative 3/5 sine 3x over 5. So I'm just going to go a little faster. So my amplitude is 3/5 because it's positive. My b value is 3/5. So 1 period is 2 pi over b, which is 2 pi divided by 3/5. So that is 2 pi times 5 over 3, which is 10 pi over 3. D, y equals sine 6 pi over 7. So my a value is 1, which is my amplitude. My b value here, whoopsie, there's an x there. There's an x there. My b value is the coefficient of x, which is 6 pi over 7. So therefore 1 period is 2 pi over b, which is 2 pi divided by 6 pi over 7. So that's 2 pi times 7 over 6 pi. Cancel. So 1 period is 7 over 3. Thanks for listening.